No, so that's what I'm saying. So there is no harm in trying, but they should learn from each other's mistakes. Each one tried. Mr. Vajpayee tried. I was with him in Lahore. I saw 3 summits with Nawaz Sharif. But each time hope is raised, then Kargil comes in. Hope is raised, attack on the parliament comes in. What has set us discussing this today. And again with the Prime Minister, Congress came in saying, NDA was wrong because you should not stop talking. You must keep talking to Pakistan. How can you talk when you have train bombings in Mumbai? How can you talk when you have 26/11? How can you talk when you have a major atrocity or your soldiers?
Well, there is a strong constituency which believes you keep talking, and I think Prem Shankar Jha is among those people who say you keep talking. No, let's get Mr. Jha in.
Arnab, let me finish.
Say something too.
Mr. Jha.
No, let me just finish.
1 sec, Mr.
Let me just finish, Arnab. Okay.
I give the floor to Mr. Jha so that the debate continues. Mr. Jha, there is a strong view emerging from KC Singh, and KC, I'll come back to you. The argument that you can't keep talking. It can't be business as usual. You make a statement, then you go and have lunch, with the Pakistani Prime Minister after the Hyderabad blast. You are sending out the wrong signals. That constituency is now asking these questions. Don't send these signals.
Yeah. Shall I
Yes,
respond?
I want you to respond, sir, to KC and to Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Look,
Take it forward.
I could not disagree more with KC, but I'll come back to that in a moment. May I first start by clarifying something? Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad has accused me of hatred of the BJP.
Yes.
Nothing could be further from the truth. I have said this over and over again. First of all, I'm an opinion maker. I have been one for 45 years. I take my job seriously, and I cannot afford the luxury of either prejudice or hatred. As far as the BJP is concerned, I've said this over and over again. Everything that has happened, the good things that have happened in the last 8 or 9 years, we owe to the BJP, we owe to the NDA, we owe specifically to Mr. Vajpayee. Let me tell you what. Our breakthrough in Kashmir, our breakthrough with Pakistan, and above all, the revival of our economy and this tremendous run of growth we have.
That's right. Now let's
all
come
of
to the...
these started with the BJP. So let me say that straight away, and I will say, since then, the BJP has gone into a kind of a mufassal fight among its leaders, in which they betrayed everything that the great leaders of BJP tried to do for India. This BJP is not interested in India, it's interested in getting the power. What they want to do with that power is to start bashing people. Now, Casey, let me come to what you said. What do you say? We cannot keep talking. All right, so let's fight. Let's bash them once. And what will happen? Pakistan is weak, okay. Maybe a few thousand soldiers will get killed. You and I and our children won't get killed. They will get killed. Who cares? They're only peasants. But at the end of that, we are taught a lesson, a diplomatic lesson. What will happen in Pakistan? It will strengthen Hafiz Saeed, precisely the most inveterate enemy of India. We need to deal with the moderates in Pakistan, and above all, I don't care whether they're moderate or not, the Democrats in Pakistan. And you will destroy democracy if you attack Pakistan. I'm very, very sorry. You must understand that first of all, if you look at Pakistan's position, you have got something happening in Kashmir. First of all, we are being lied to left, right, and center. We've had a news blanket on Kashmir for this last 1 month. But Kashmiris are so angry, it's unbelievable. And that came out 2 days ago in the way that there were stone pelters who were pelting the CRPF while they were defending their barracks. That is the state of Kashmir today. And on that, what happens is there's a reaction in Pakistan. What does the Majlis do? It passes a resolution, because if it does not, it will play into the hands of the worst elements in Pakistan.
Sorry, Mr. Jha, but they remember this 2 days before their parliament. No, but Mr. Jha, this is what is happening in Kashmir. Are you saying what is happening in Kashmir is Pakistan's business? Then let's go into that issue. Let's get in. I think that's where we are coming to a point of conflict in this debate. Let's get the other side.
May I say,
Mr. Jha,
anybody on the subcontinent who thinks that what's happening in the other country, our neighboring country, is not our business, is out of his mind.
Mr. Jha, are you
if
saying...
we have 180 million Muslims
Mr.
and they are hostages in our country,
Mr. Jha,
be very honest about that.
No, Mr. Jha, on being re-elected in 2009, through the presidential address, the UPA's message to Pakistan was, we are willing to reshape our policy towards Pakistan if Pakistan sincerely confronts terrorism on its soil directed at us. That was the promise that we made. Then we had 26/11, we have evidence of Pakistani involvement. We have denials after denials by our neighbor. You know to what extent the separatist forces are funded by Pakistan.
I agree. May I come back on that?
I want to get the other side because I saw Ravi Shankar Prasad's hand go up.
Try and understand. Okay.
Let's get the other side. Ravi Shankar Prasad.
May I just say one more thing? May I say one more thing?
May I get a response from Mr. Prasad? Mr. Prasad, I think we are coming to a very critical point in our debate. There are two constituencies now. There is one constituency which believes Pakistan has a stake in Kashmir. We can't expect Pakistan to be quiet about Kashmir. There is one constituency which believes let there be terror attacks, you have to delink the peace process. And they accuse you of doing the same when you were in power. Between this group and the other group, which includes you and which includes KC Singh to a large extent, which says no, it's not possible. I think the divide is becoming more and more apparent.
No, Arnab, there's a third. No. I have a third point.
Okay, KC, go ahead. There's a third view, says KC Singh. Go ahead, KC.
See, my good friend Prem Shankar Jha just picked up from half my argument and took off. I never said you don't deal with Pakistan. All I'm saying is there is a difference between leaving the door open and all the time starting a dialogue to settle all disputes between the two countries for all times to come. This fallacy that Kashmir, if you solve the Kashmir problem, India-Pakistan relations will be normal is a fallacy. Pakistan will not become a normal state. It is not a normal state. It has to come to terms with itself and decide what kind of a state it wants to be. It's killing its Shias, it's killing its Ahmadis, it's going after the Sufis. It has to decide that, and we don't have to pay the price for it. But it does not mean that we stop people-to-people contact, trade links, anything which is available. But do not get down to dispute resolution.
Okay.
You will be disappointed each time.
How?
Because they are not able, they are either not able or not willing to control the terror network.
A response coming in from Ravi Shankar Prasad, before which I'd also like to put a point, most respectfully, that when a country says 4 months after the serial blasts in Mumbai, that Yusuf Raza Gilani is a man of peace, and Yusuf Raza Gilani will help write a new chapter in the history of our friendship, are we being a little gullible? And if we are being gullible, then why are we being gullible? Ravi Shankar Prasad wanted to come in. We had an interesting point in our debate. Your response, sir.
First, a clarification at the very outset. Yes, Mr. Prem Shankar Jha is an eminent journalist of 45 years experience, opinion maker. But for him and his experience to call BJP undertaking a mufassil politics, a party which has ruled India for 6 years, is ruling so many big states of India with good growth rate and good governance. Who knows, we may come to power tomorrow. Again reinforces my point that he entertains pathological hatred against my party. And beyond that, I have nothing more to say. I leave it to your viewers to form an opinion about the almost vitriolic attack he has unleashed about us. Now, coming to the management of relations with Pakistan. Yes, Pakistan is a neighbor. We can change our friends, we cannot change our neighbor. But while dealing with Pakistan, certain caveats are very important. And where I agree with Mr. KC Singh is, managing Pakistan or their democracy is not our primary responsibility. Who is in control of Pakistan? The army, the ISI, who is calling the shots? These are important issues. Therefore, given the reality of Pakistan, when you say Pakistan is also a victim of terrorism, when you undertake what happened in Sharm el-Sheikh, you are completely reversing the entire well-known engagement rules with Pakistan which our statecraft and our national security demands. That is indeed very important. Now, as far as Kashmir is concerned, of late I am visiting Kashmir myself. There is a lot of change in Kashmir. And let us not measure our response as to what certain separatists only articulate who had never had any popular sanction. People of Kashmir want good governance. a good governance which has eluded them over the years. There is big corruption there, which we all know. Though the issue needs to be addressed, the issue of decentralization. People of Kashmir are equally fed up with terrorists because they don't speak because of fear. Those elements are required to be given proper exposure and also shelter. But the larger point remains, and that is indeed very important. The policy of 1,000 cuts in the wake of what happened in Bangladesh, Ziaul Haq policy of causing 1,000 cuts to India, remains the dominant theme in the management of foreign policy by Pakistan against India. Unless you take that into account and respond adequately and properly, you cannot have any good relationship. You may can have jhappiya or people-to-people contact or trade relationship or other delegation of journalists. Good luck to them. But the rub of the matter, the core is this refusal of Pakistan to recognize the need to coexist with India. That is the problem.
No, yes. I think two critical issues coming forth. We're heading to our first break in part one of this foreign policy debate. But I raise a question here. Is appeasement, the question I put is appeasement a nature, if appeasement is bad in politics, appeasement is also bad in diplomacy. When we say we must ask Pakistan to take strong, effective and sustained action to prevent terror attacks in India, do we make it look like an appeal to Pakistan? Or do we make it look like a precondition to Pakistan? Most Indians would say tonight, make it a precondition. A large part of the fraternity in Lutyens, Delhi believes, let it be an appeal. I think that's where the divide is emerging. Sankarshan.
Arnab, what comes from making that a precondition? I mean, that was a precondition for a long time. What came of it? I mean, I've seen serial saber rattling here for weeks and weeks on this issue. You tell me, Arnab, what comes from stopping negotiating or dealing with Pakistan? How do you do
What's
it?
gained by the negotiations? Let me ask you a counter. What do you gain by the negotiations if the terror attacks continue?
Deal with it. Sorry?
What do you gain by negotiating for negotiating's sake if the terror attacks continue?
How do you deal with it? You are stitched up geographically to this neighbor who is a troublemaker. You have to deal with a troublemaker.
We have dealt with them.
What is your solution?
We have dealt with them.
What is your solution for dealing with them?
I'm presenting a situation.
Say it if you want a war, and then we shall discuss it like that.
No. In September 2006, Sankarshan, Manmohan Singh said that Pakistan with India is a victim of terrorism. He said it in Havana 2 months after the July train bombings in Mumbai.
It is a victim of terrorism.
Yes, it is. But one second.
He said nothing wrong.
So you tell me, that happened 2 months after the Mumbai attacks, Mumbai train bombings. You said we are victims of terrorism. After that, 26/11 happened. After that, the series of attacks till now. What has changed? Casey is responding to you. Casey, please. Casey to Sankarshan. Casey.
It is not my case or anybody's case that Pakistan is not a menacing troublemaker, but we have to deal with Pakistan.
How is the question? Casey.
And deal with Pakistan as modern nations deal with each other. It is not going to get sorted out overnight.
I need to take a break, but Casey is responding to you. Gentlemen, this debate is Casey.
Yeah. Let me give Shankar Sen the example of India and China. 50 years since 1962, they have refused to settle the border with us.
Yes.
The dispute is unsettled, and yet we are dealing with each other. We have established relations. So how do you describe India-China relations? Is that a normal way of dealing with each other? The way to deal with Pakistan is not to go rushing into dispute resolution. Let Pakistan find a middle. Let Pakistan settle down as a normal country. It is not a normal country. Once that happens, leadership emerges. There is a period in which there is sustained engagement with India. That is when disputes get resolved. Here we stand it on its head. We say, let's resolve the dispute, then Pakistan will become a normal nation.
Yes.
That is not the way it functions.
Well, today... Sankarshan, your response to Casey.
For the first time in their history...
Your response to Casey,
today is the day that for the first time in their history and our history, Pakistan's democratically elected government has completed a full term. So let's hope they become a more stable nation.
Well,
and see what they've done while leaving. See what the parliament has done while leaving.
Well, I think, gentlemen, this debate is really interestingly poised. At this stage, Sankarshan, 1 minute, please. First of all, Prem Shankar Jha, Sankarshan Thakur and KC Singh don't go away. Prem Shankar Jha and Ravi Shankar Prasad can speak on the phone later. I'm sure they'll have a conversation. The question tonight is this. I'm glad you at least brought a smile to your face. Ravi Shankar Prasad, for helping us take off on this foreign policy debate. I thank you at this stage. I put a question here. Can we write a new chapter in the relationship with Pakistan if Pakistan is not changing its script? Mr. Jha, I'm coming back right to you. I'm coming back to you. You have something to say. I'm coming to you in 3 minutes on the other side of the break.